Hello. Just checking to see if I'm live yet.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Doesn't look like I am live yet from on my page. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see me? Yo, yo. There we go. Oh, it looks like I'm live. Just want to check the audio here. Sounds good. How is everyone doing? All right. Just checking some audio things here. There we go. Seems like I'm connected now. Yeah, so I thought I would take a little bit of time this evening to have a live chat with all y'all. It's been a few weeks since I've had the opportunity to do that. So luckily I have some free time tonight, and really I just kind of wanted to have a open conversation around a few things: camping, camera gear, and adventure, as the subject says. So over the last little while I've been testing a lot of gear, including camping gear and camera gear and a variety of other things. And I wanted to get everyone's take on maybe some of the camera gear that you use, some of the video editing software that you use, and maybe some of the adventures that you've been on in your camping adventures or your hiking adventures or kayaking, canoeing. So yeah, I hope everyone is well. And I just kind of wanted to start off by saying a huge thank you to all of my subscribers. I mean, I know I have a small little channel. I think I'm almost at 2.1 something thousand subscribers, so that's awesome. And so yeah, thanks to all of you guys. I plan on doing sort of a giveaway maybe in the next few weeks. I haven't decided what I'm going to give away, but it's going to be something. It might be this radar motion system. This is one of the things I tested on one of my previous videos, so I might give this away to one of my subscribers. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll just check out the list of all my subscribers and then just kind of pick one out of the hat. I don't know, and then just send that product to you and go from there, really. The other thing I'm planning on doing is building more of these pens created, which are the Ben Ventures pens. They're really high-end quality pens, and that's just kind of what they look like here. It's got the Ben Ventures logo, and there's a previous video where I showed somebody putting this together for me, and they put it on the lathe. It's pretty cool to watch, actually. It's quite the ordeal putting these pens together. So, and then the other idea I'm playing with as well is maybe some clothing, getting some shirts and a variety of other accessories made. So that's still in the works and something I'm contemplating as well. So that is what I'm looking forward to in the next few weeks. And I hope everyone is well. I just got back from a small little day trip. Uh, so that video will be released soon. And actually, today I tried to head over to a lake called Pitt Lake. And Pitt Lake is probably around a 25-30 minute drive from where I'm at. And I was hoping to rent a canoe, jump on there, and canoe for about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to a place called Widgeon Creek. And I visited this place a few times on a few occasions, and it is beautiful. Today's weather had a little bit of a notch for me, unfortunately. It was really windy and it got super rainy, so I thought it was kind of a little unsafe to do a solo trip today out on Widgeon Creek. But when the weather starts to clear up again, I plan on definitely jumping back on the lake. Maybe do a few flicks with the fishing rod and go from there. And maybe I'll catch a fish. With my luck, I most likely will not catch a fish because I'm not a very good fisherman, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so I've been sent a few pieces of product to test, one of which is again, I just showed this, the Let Me Safe radar system. And yeah, essentially what this is it's got two components on it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put that video in the description, but it's just a radar system that has a receiver right here. And then this you can connect to like a tree or somewhere nearby, like your tent, your camping area, or your business. And you can actually screw this onto your tripod as well. It's got a little screw on. And so this company sent this to me. And I was able to, it claims that it's waterproof and it's great in all types of weather and all that good stuff. So I put it to the test. And this is just the thing that you carry with you. It has all these settings and parameters and probe settings and all that stuff that you can select. So got a chance to test that out, and it definitely works up to par. I threw it in the water, I just chucked it in there. It said it's waterproof, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just chuck it in there. And tested it afterwards, and it worked great. I had no issues whatsoever. So yeah, that was cool. And then I've got a few more products to test as well. There's a little wood-burning stove. It comes in multiple pieces, and that I'm going to be testing in the next little while as well. And you know what? I think I've figured out what my audio problem is here. Hold on. Sorry guys, I figured out what the issue is. Let's plug this in here. There we go. A great week. I am on my third day of 4 days off, so I plan on doing some upcoming trips. Hey, John, how goes? Thanks for joining the chat. We're just talking about camping gear and a variety of other things. Really, anything that anybody wants to talk about. I'm good. 100%. Maybe 75%, I would say. Maybe not 100%. As you can see, I have these bags under my eyes here. That's because I have a fairly newborn child who's 5 months old. And she's just now starting to sleep a little better. So, what's my favorite camping spot? That's a really good question. Gunnar, are you from Canada? Where are you? Are you from the United States? Where are you from? Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Her name is Anaya, by the way. Oh, you're from Michigan, Detroit. Yeah. I would have to say my favorite camp spot would be a place called Mount Robson. And it's a number of kilometer hike, and it's kind of one of those hikes where the water is like a milky blue color. I think it's called Marmot Lake. And you have to book well in advance these days. And for a while, I don't even think they were taking reservations, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's like a 12, 13 kilometer hike each way. and you hike beside waterfalls, and it's just out of this world, amazing. And I've got a number of other ones. Like I hike near an area called Garibaldi, and I'm actually heading there in probably about, looks like about 10 days. I'm just looking at the calendar. So in 10 days, I'm going to a place called Garibaldi, and specifically it's called Elfin Lakes. And you can check out my channel for previous videos of Elfin Lakes, but I'm going back there and just for one overnighter, and you're surrounded by insane beauty. It's unfathomable how beautiful it is. Absolutely gorgeous. How about yourself? You got any cool spots you like to hit up? The Pine. Oh, that sounds good. Is that in Michigan as well? The Pine. Oh, it's up in Canada. Oh. Whereabouts in Canada is it? I'm surprised I haven't heard of this. Trying to. I see like there's a The Pine generally refers to the Pines campground, a car camping area within Kettle Lakes Provincial Park in Ontario. Does that sound right? Kettle Lakes? Kettle Lakes. Oh, it's not Kettle Lakes. Okay. You got me interested. I want to check this out now. Huh, interesting. It's funny because there's probably so many campgrounds that. Oh, it's on Lake Huron. Oh, okay. I just need to look this up. Lake Huron, yeah. The Pine Campground. Oh, the Pine Campground at Lake Huron likely refers to the. Is that the Pinery Provincial Parks? The Pines Campground, or Mikisew Provincial Parks? Does that sound right? Oh, that's a pretty nice picture. Sorry, you guys can't see what I can see, but. Ah, nice. Ooh, this looks. I can see why you really like that. I'm actually. I see. It looks like there's a tree fort there. Is that right? That looks beautiful. Oh, and it's another campground I'm gonna have to put on my list for sure. And that list is growing substantially, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm very lucky in the sense that there are hundreds and hundreds of campgrounds in and surrounding my area. Really, really good ones. Garibaldi is one. There's Golden Ears Park, which is another one. So there's a few campgrounds around there. And then there's a lot of like Crown Land. They call it Crown Land here in Canada. And Crown Land is basically no holds barred. You can basically just go on there, crank out a fire and just camp it out. And there's lots of Crown Land. So I'm very lucky that I'm usually within like a 30, 45-minute drive to all these insanely beautiful spots. So it's pretty sweet. Do you on your YouTube channel, Gun, do you actually do camping videos and stuff too, or? Yeah, and sorry guys, forgive the mess of this office. It's kind of a storage area now for Pampers and Huggies and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you don't post, eh? Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of insanely cool camp spots in the Great Lakes area as well. There is a YouTuber that I often watch, and you've probably seen him as well, but his name is Lost Lakes, I think. I think his name's Lost Lakes. Let's check it out. Lost Lakes. Yeah, Lost Lakes. He's got like 348,000 subscribers. He's a Canadian, and he's hitting up like all these crazy lakes on canoe trips. So he'll disappear for like 5 or 6 days in these canoe trips. And I'm super envious of his videos. He just has some great footage. And he gets himself into some dicey situations as well, which is, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And I think his girlfriend or his wife, I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, but she had applied to go to the Alone TV show. So I'm not sure what came of that, if she made it on the show. But if you haven't seen him, Lost Lakes, excellent channel. Yeah, I do watch the Outdoor Boys. Yeah, I used to, but then I heard, all of this. He's kind of stopped YouTube, and he's doing some videos here and there, and I was really kind of down about that, to be honest with you, because that guy is one of those channels that works extremely hard to give you good footage, right? Like, I remember a lot of the videos where he's making his own tools. He's doing like blacksmithing, making knives, and I don't know. It was always like a really genuine set of videos to watch, especially with his kids, right? Like, he was so genuine with his kids, and it's a good, clean channel. There's no swearing or anything like that, and that's kind of what I'm about. But yeah, the Outdoor Boys, love the channel. I think his son from now on is kind of taking the reins, so the son's doing videos. Am I right about that? But yeah, I think his son is kind of taking the reins there. But it's pretty cool. I remember some of the videos. He had a Nerf gun fight where they were running around their living room and shooting at each other and stuff like that. I think it's just so cool. What a cool dad, right? Like, a dad that can take your kids out and go to like the heart of Alaska. Yeah, I live in Canada. Yeah, I live in Vancouver area of Canada. Lived here my whole life. I think there's 4 or maybe even 5 generations of Canadians that I spawned from, but mostly from back east, the east part of Canada. Yeah, so going back on a few of the adventures that I'm planning on doing here, we talked a little bit about Elfin Lakes, which I was telling you about, Gun, and so I plan on doing an overnighter there as well, and then probably in September, we're still planning the details of it, but in September, I plan on flying out of country into the Netherlands and into Portugal, which should be a blasty blast. Should be a lot of fun. So I'll be gone for a month, just filming, going to the beach, eating delicious food, and I'm gonna try and record as much as I can with all my gear. And is there any cool animals up there? Yes, there is tons of cool animals. Bears. There's lots of bears, and actually, if you look at some of my previous videos on my channel. Yeah, I mean, I come across bears pretty frequently. I'm always carrying bear spray with me, and usually I'll carry bear bangers. But we have bears, we have coyotes, we have raccoons, we have so like my particular area, it's mostly black bears. They're like smaller bears, nothing really to be scared about. And then the more north from where I'm at, up the northern British Columbia, you have like more moose and more big grizzly bear, more brown bear up more north. But my area is definitely got lots of bear. It's got cougars as well. So there's cougars, and I'm trying to think of what else we have. Like just numerous tons of birds, and it's pretty gorgeous up here. Actually, it's pretty gorgeous. Yeah, we have lots of eagles. Lots of eagles. There's an area that I like to frequent, and I like to camp out. It's a lake called Harrison Lake, and there's like a huge slew of eagles that are there. And oh, yeah, so we got lots of bald eagles, tons of bald eagles. Do you do guiding for groups? No, that's not a bad idea. To be honest with you, I'm way too busy and doing other stuff. But and there's people that are way more advanced than I am at things like outdoor survival and camping and all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of one of those dudes that have been camping since he was 5 years old, and I just enjoy it. Like I'm not an outdoorsman by any stretch of the imagination. I just enjoy it, and I've been doing it for so long. But I know the background, like I know the areas where I like to frequent, and I could do a guide, but yeah, don't do guide groups. That'd be a lot of fun though. Probably would involve some cold wobbly pops, I would imagine. Yeah, I did look at being a park ranger. That is something that was on my list of things to apply for. Now that I got a kid, it's tough because the park rangers, they can be gone for days on end, and if not weeks, if not like a month. And I did look into that, and I knew that I was planning on having a family at some point. And so that was kind of that sunk relatively quickly for me. But it is a dream job for sure. Just going out into the wilderness, and I mean that would be like an incredible job for sure. And then maybe I can do like guided groups while I'm working out there as well. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of guided companies in my area. There's tons, and there's also whitewater rafting guiding groups, and yeah, in my area, camping and booking camping spots. I don't know about your area in Michigan, but it's kind of been a disaster lately. The moment you sign in to try to like book a camp spot, it's reserved, it's like fully booked for the entire season. And so that's kind of a big challenge. And I know for the longest time there was like companies that were going in and reserving all the spots at the campsites, and then they would resell those public campsites to other tourists from outside of the country for like a more expensive rate. And so back then they said, okay, they put a restriction on how many you can actually book at the campsites. So that was I found that was crazy. But a park ranger would be pretty solid. You should camp at the Pictured Rocks in Michigan. Let's check that out. Pictured Rocks. Pictured Rocks, Michigan. Oh, is that the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, located in Michigan's Upper Peninsula? Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Sorry, I can't show you guys what it looks like, but it looks absolutely beautiful. If I'm looking at the right one. I'm reliant on AI after I do a search, so. Nice. Pictured rocks. It's like so if I'm reading off of the AI, it says colorful mineral stains and diverse landscapes. It's a popular destination for outdoor recreation, including hiking, camping, kayaking, and sightseeing. Oh, that's cool. Man, there's like 1,000 different places that I want to visit, and after I'm looking at this is just another one of them. Unfortunately, the last few weeks ago, I got rid of my inflatable kayak, so I just donated it to someone, for so they can just kind of play around with it during the summer. And I do miss it. I don't know if anybody on the chat kayaks or canoes or anything, but my dream has always been to have the space to have a canoe somewhere. I live in an apartment, so it's not really realistic. But for now, what I had was an inflatable, but taking longer trips was kind of sus. Because I mean, if you puncture that thing, then you're stuck and you sink right in the middle of the lake. So I definitely wanted to have a canoe and maybe like a carbon fiber canoe. But they're pretty expensive too. Actually, they're not cheap. So I don't know if anybody on the chat canoes or kayaks, but this place here, like what you mentioned, which is the pictured rocks, looks like it'd be solid for kayak and canoeing. Can you actually? It looks like you can kayak and canoe like through the cavey parts there. Is that accurate? You can canoe through the caves. The water looks really green and nice too, actually. I wonder if there's good fishing as well. Huh. That is beautiful. Yeah, so my list is getting bigger and bigger. Thanks a lot, Gun. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I got to visit some spots here for sure. It's just finding the time to go and do that. That's the challenge. But yeah, I've been like I said, I've been testing a lot of gear, and I'm kind of running out of storage space here. That's one of the biggest challenges. I don't know if anybody is into like camera gear and stuff as well. River said, "Do you take your family on all these trips?" No. So no. Usually, I'm just doing solo trips. Um, I haven't really been able to do overnight camping trips. I've been doing day trips a lot more recently, just because of the newborn. And my wife is she loves to travel, like huge traveler, but not a big camper, and which is fine, right? All the mosquitoes and the bugs and all that stuff. So totally understand that. But yeah, for me, it's kind of typical that I'll just do a solo trip for 1, 2, 3, 4 nights, come back. Yeah, I've gone backpacking. I backpack a lot. I've been hiking and backpacking since I was, able to walk with my dad, and my dad would always take me on hikes into, Golden Ears and Black Tusk and a variety of areas in my province. And yeah, I find it so cool that you can bring like a home with you in your backpack, and there's so many different things you can bring, right? Like your battery chargers, a hammock if you want, a big tent. They have foldable like cots. It's crazy what you can actually fit in a backpack. I'm trying to learn how to fish, and I say that with apprehension. I am a terrible fisherman. Never been hunting. Nothing against people that hunt. I'm just not a big hunter. I'm a big animal lover. I certainly eat meat, but I'm not a big hunter. But I have tried fishing on a number of occasions. So I busted out the old kayak and I went to a few lakes nearby. I didn't catch anything, probably because I'm not doing it right and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I've definitely tried fishing on a few occasions for sure. But all my friends, they're all hunters. They all go hunting in like 3 or 4 day hikes, and they just disappear and just enjoy life. So yeah, all the power to them. But I don't own any firearms either. That's the other thing, is I don't own any rifles or anything. I do own a few fishing rods. I own 3 fishing rods, and to be honest, I like just hanging out, learning how to fish, do some flicks on the lake. I find it really relaxing. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but it's pretty chill, especially if you got a couple of cold beverages with you. That's always definitely chill. And then River, to answer, sorry, further to your question, yeah, the family doesn't join me. My girl is a little too young, but when she's of age, I'm definitely going to introduce her into some camping, and hopefully she gets into it. And if she does, I'm just gonna spend probably thousands of dollars getting her all this camping gear and all this stuff to so that she can enjoy it and she can be comfortable. But yeah, it's like a dream of mine to have me and my daughter sit beside a campfire and just relax and just chill by the fire. That's like a massive dream of mine. Well, my whole family, of course, my wife included. But yeah, Linville Falls. Let's check out Linville Falls. Linville Falls. Oh, wow. So this is milepost 316 Blue Ridge Parkway. Let's look at some images. Sorry, I can't show you guys the images, but Linville Falls. That looks like one powerful waterfall. Wow, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Oh, okay, another place I have to visit for sure. 1.6 mile. Huh. Or the Great Smoky Mountains. That one I have heard of. That one I've heard of. Definitely. Yeah, like I'm also a number of hours drive into the Rocky Mountains as well. And the Rocky Mountains is littered with amazing hikes and trips. There are so many in the Rocky Mountains. And then you can get into Alberta, and then Alberta, like Banff and a variety of other parts of Alberta. There's there's thousands and thousands of trails. You know, there's also there's a couple of trails. Well, I would say three. There's three trails that are on my bucket list. Actually, there's four. There's four trails. It's the trail that goes from Canada to Mexico. It's called the PTC. Is that what it's called? I'm getting that wrong. 100% I am. The Pacific. I think it is. Yeah, it's the Pacific Crest Trail, is what it's called. It's called the Pacific Crest Trail, and that'll essentially take you into Mexico. It's crazy, and so it's like a multi-month hike, and you like give yourself like a trail name, which I think is kind of weird, but you give yourself a trail name, and you stop at multiple locations along the way, and you pick up supplies. And some of the days you can actually like stay overnight in a hotel if you want, if if your legs are burning and it's been a long day, or maybe the weather's caught up to you. Yeah, it's called the PCT, or the Pacific Coast Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, sorry. And that's on my list, but again, it takes a long time to do it. And there's lots of YouTubers that have actually done the trail, and they're blogging along the way, and it's a really, really neat trail, and it looks really tough. And then the second one that I have always wanted to do is the West Coast Trail. And the West Coast Trail is here in British Columbia. And that's like a 7-day hike. And it's 75 kilometers a backpacking route. And there's tons of like ladders that you climb up and down. So it's like ladder climbing all the way. And the weather can get like sketched too and get muddy and stuff. But it looks like a gorgeous trail. And yeah, that's on the Vancouver Island. So it's the west coast of what's called Vancouver Island, near where I'm at. It's an island. You essentially just take a ferry over to there. And then the other one is called the North Coast Trail, which is also on the Vancouver Island. And that one's like super muddy. It gets super rainy. And there's a really high density of bears, cougars, wolves, and coyotes. And I think it's like the highest density of cougar population. I don't know if that's Canada or where that is, but it's a huge density of cougars. And there's a show that started off called Alone. And Alone was on the north coast of Vancouver Island. And it's a really interesting show. If you like the outdoors, watch Alone. And they plunk these people in the middle of nowhere, and they have to survive with just the certain items that they have been left with. And it's pretty creepy because when they're camping in their tents, they have trail cams that are kind of outside of their tents, and then the cougars will walk right up to the trail cam right beside their tent, give it a bit of a sniffle, see, oh, is that food or not, and then they'll keep walking. So bears and cougars and all that stuff will walk up to their tents. It's super sketch. But yeah, the North Coast Trail is another one. The third one is I've always wanted to do what's called Bowen Lakes. Bowen Lakes is a multi-day canoe trip. And so you get a canoe, you portage between multiple lakes, and then yeah, you have like a nice fire. You can fish along the way, and it's another beautiful, beautiful trip that I wanted to hit up for sure. And you asked if I ski or snowboard. Yep, I snowboard. I've been snowboarding for a very long time. Probably since I was around 15 or 16. I'm an old fart now. I'm 43. And I think I stopped snowboarding maybe 6 years ago. I started doing some crazy jumps and some park stuff and sort of bombing down the mountain and really not carving anymore. I was just kind of looking for that speed adrenaline. So I was just really bombing down, and I hit a mogul at full throttle, and I kind of knocked myself out a little bit, and I got a concussion. So I wasn't feeling well all night long, and ever since I kind of put a kibosh on snowboarding for a little while. I never tried skiing though, but I've always wanted to try skiing. It looks like I will probably catch on to it pretty quick because I'm used to sort of carving with the snowboard. But yeah, I love snowboarding. It's just amazing up there. How about yourself? Do you snowboard, Gun? Yeah, totally watch a little bit of sports. I kind of been off the sports wagon. I was more of a, oh, you ski, cool. Yeah, I was more of a sports player. Like I was never really into watching sports. I used to watch football, like soccer football, a number of years, but I was always a soccer or football player, and so I played basketball and every other sport that you can imagine. But yeah, no, I never really watched a lot of sports. I watched UFC for a while there. Um, but yeah, I was more of a wanting to play the sport rather than watching it. Yeah, skiing looks like it's pretty fun. There's something to say about you splitting in two if you bail though. That's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Just do the pizza stop. What was it? They call it the pizza slice stop. Yeah, I'm worried about what I would do if I got a pair of skis on me. I would get another concussion or break my ribs or something. I don't know. So the area you're from, Michigan, is it like how far do you have to go to go skiing? Is there like a mountain close by to you, or because in my mind's eye I was thinking, okay, Michigan, is it relatively flat or is it mountainous? Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm looking for like to see if I have a photo of me doing a massive jump on my snowboard. I don't think that I do. Yeah, I can't seem to find one, unfortunately. So there are some smaller mountains by Detroit, but up north and in the UP, it has beautiful mountains. Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, whatever. Smaller mountains, it doesn't matter, right? Like, yeah, we got
again, I'm lucky in that sense. We've got lots of mountains around in my area. Whistler is one of them. You've probably seen with or heard about Whistler. But I've got tons. Whistler is really expensive for hiking, for skiing and snowboarding these days. It's close to $300 Canadian for a day pass. $300 for a day pass. And when I was snowboarding, I would prefer to go to like multiple mountains rather than just one. And I never want. I certainly wouldn't pay $300 for a ski pass. That's out of control. So yeah, but there are other mountains in my area called Cypress. Seymour Mountain is another one. Mount Washington on Vancouver Island, which is that area I told you about. And then across the border, we have Mount Baker. So like into Washington area, that's a relatively close drive from where I'm at as well. So I'm pretty lucky in the sense that we got some decent mountains around us. But you won't catch me going to Whistler ever again, not with costs like that. You can buy a season's pass for a decent amount, but the day pass is out of control. Yeah, so few trips in the future for me that you guys can look out for is that trip to Portugal, where I'll be flying out there. I'm going to look for some really cool spots. I want to find some palaces and some fortresses to check out. So you guys can be out on the lookout for that. Those videos will probably start coming out in September. But in between that gap and from now until that period of time, I'm going to be planning on trying to get a trip out every week or weekend. It could be during the week, could be during the weekend. And yeah, so I have recently purchased an electric bike. And if you've looked at my videos previously, you've probably seen me booting around on my Cube electric bike. It is a blast. If you don't have an electric bike or a bike period, it's worth the investment. It is such a good workout. I thought I would just be like, using the pedal assist all the time, but it was actually relatively good workout. If you shut the motor off and you've got like a 60, 70 pound bike, your legs can get a little tired. So you'll see a lot of those videos coming up for me and I would like to try and bike into some camp spots in the coming future. So I installed a back rack on the electric bike. And so I want to stack my tent on there. I want to put a backpack on there with all my gear. And I just kind of want to try to burn as far as I can to find a camp spot. And then set up shop and set up a tarp if I need to. And then just cook up some delicious food because I just love that stuff. And that's kind of one of the primary reasons why I got it. I live outside of Vancouver. Yeah. So I'm probably maybe a 40-minute drive out of Vancouver, give or take. Depends on traffic. Could be like an hour and a half with traffic. Yeah. I live outside of the Vancouver area. Yeah. So yeah, been doing that with my electric bike, and that's been a blast. And then like I said, I have a lot more gear to test. That's just kind of sitting around here right now. Camera to test as well. Do we have any camera lovers? Gunna, are you into like videography or taking photos or anything like that? Yeah, so I've replaced a few of my cameras lately. No, not really, no. So I've been using the GoPro Hero 12, the GoPro Hero 13, and now the Insta 360 X5, which I'll be testing over the next few weeks. That looks like a lot of fun. And yeah, that's my goal. Just go out and have fun. Is there a lot of fun things to do in Michigan? Gonna? There was a show I used to watch growing up. It was called Home Improvement. Not really. There's a show I used to watch called Home Improvement. That was, I think he was from Michigan, from what I remember, yeah. Yeah, I play the piano as well. Yep. I'm also a drummer. I play the drums, played the piano for a long time. I'm okay at it. I am not amazing. I am still learning. So I'm not one of those piano players that reads notes. I just try to listen to the song and try to figure it out in my small pea-shaped brain, and then and just try to play it. Especially for my little one at home, I'm trying to play piano for her a lot so that it calms her down before bed or before eating, and then and she's really enjoying that a lot actually. So I do enjoy playing piano. Yeah. How about yourself? Do you play piano or any musical instruments? And you can actually there's a previous live video as well. Oh, you used to. Nice. Yeah, but you probably played it the proper way, where you were like reading the notes and playing it off sheet music and stuff. Much better than me, I'm sure. But I find it very relaxing. I tried to play guitar, so I learned guitar for a while, and I found it difficult actually. I don't know. I've got short fingers, so it's hard for me to get some of the notes on the notes. I don't know what they're called, chords on the guitar. I found it pretty difficult to play. And then I bought a classical guitar, and I played that. I really enjoyed it. I still have a guitar, but playing the piano I found was a lot easier than playing the guitar for me. I don't know. I'm sure it's the opposite case for some others, but yeah. All right, folks. Well, I only had a good 45 minutes to jump on here. So, on that note, pun intended, I'm going to call the live video here, but I plan on having some more of these more frequently. And I don't know if you guys like the vertical view or if you want the horizontal view. If it's the horizontal view, it's great because then I can actually share some different videos and pictures through my computer. I'm sure there's a way to do that in the vertical view as well. But just look out for these future live videos in the future. And yeah, don't forget to check out some of my previous videos on my channel. There's lots of content on there. You asked about some camp spots, some of my favorites. Some of my favorites are on there. So definitely go on that on my channel and check it out. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I appreciate you guys jumping on, and enjoy the rest of your nights, guys. Thanks.